Hey, it's Art by Diana Myers. I'm here today. Every every Thursday at 7 o'clock, I do paint and create. And I teach like newer artists, newbies, people that struggle with painting, acrylic painting, to become more skilled, more inspired, and more confident on their artistic journey. That's my little spiel. And I've been doing this for like forever, like 40-something years, on and off, between raising children and all that good stuff. Sold paintings, had exhibitions. I did Painting with a Twist. Before COVID, I worked there 3-4 years, and then I had my own business for the last 3 or 4 years. Kind of took a year off recently. A lot of changes, but anyways, I am here today. I actually, a lot of things we get from other artists and they get from us, and you can like copy some of the techniques. They don't advise you to copy their work, but anyways, so I got this little mummy I'm doing, but I got a whole bunch of different ones drawn out we're gonna have fun with. But the mummy eyes, pretty cool, huh? They used to make a great little ATC card. Do you guys know what ATC cards are? Artist Trading Cards. And I have a little group that kind of just, I don't know how it started. It just, I thought some people would like to do it. And it's been over a year, maybe a year and a half. I have to go look, you guys. I call them the, I call them the Rose Chicks, because this is the Artsy Rose group, is my free group. And recently I finally got one of the books they told me to get. Some of the girls are in other groups. And we put all they're really clever, into these books. I just had to show you real quick because I just put a few new ones in. Every month, whoever mails me one, I mail one back, and then I pick a winner. And I'm not real strict about how they look, but I was just looking through this, and I can like kind of tell who's just who. Some of them have like their own style. Some of them are like really artists. I mean, I think they're all artists, but I can kind of tell without looking who did what. But they have these little tags. I have them in my group where you can download it and put it on the back of the card so you know who did it. And I also keep the stamps. Some of the stamps are so cool, so I keep the stamps too. So this is my little book. So if you're interested, you got to come over to the Artsy Rose. Let me put that link in here. I forget all about it. It's a free group, the Artsy Rose Shop, or group. It's a whole story right there. I thought I had put it in right, but evidently when I first did the group, I forgot to put the shop part in, but on my license, it's shop. Here, I'll show it. There you go. So, okay. So anyways, come join the group. You can learn lots of stuff. We do every Saturday at 4 o'clock. Always something different. Watercolors. I've done clay. It's been a while. All kinds of stencils and acrylic stuff. I'm a big palette knife artist, so I do a lot of that. And recently I just started putting a few paintings in there I want to sell. And some of my art kits we're going to sell. There's one right there, some behind me that I'm selling. Some watercolors. I'm just putting together now my small ones. This is a whole class about abstract watercoloring. And so I do a little bit of everything. We did this a couple weeks ago. I showed them how to do this with tape. So easy, guys, so easy. Anyways, there's something different, and there's a couple of the old videos are in there, but now with the new Facebook rules, you'll have this video for 30 days. Hey, Joellen. And after that, you got to go to YouTube, because I store all mine on YouTube now, which is fine. So anyways, let me get to it and show you some of the stuff we're going to do. I'm going to turn this around. Yeah, let me turn this around. So if you're interested, all you do is hit the link. Let me show you what I'm doing here. I thought first what I would show you is some of the drawings. These are just eyes, which like I told you, I had seen from somebody else. And then I kind of incorporated the eyes into a few drawings that I did. So it's a combination of drawing lesson. We're going to do a little painting. But here's a couple of the guys I did. And I kept the mummies kind of basic. As you can see, they're just a couple of lumps. And this one I added a pumpkin to. But we're going to do the eyes first. I thought they were a lot of fun. And I did 4 of them. If you want to screenshot that right there, you could. I'll give you like 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can rewatch this for 30 days anyways. So this is what we're going to do first. I'm going to show you how to do some cool eyes. And I just did, instead of like wasting a bunch of paper, I just kind of, which actually that would kind of make like a cool like abstract painting. But I just kind of, it's right here. I drew them onto some paper with a regular old pencil. It's just a number. I got fancy pencils and stuff, but just a number 2 pencil. You know, I'm a doodler, and this is probably by far. I mean, I've used charcoal. I have that. I have all that stuff. I have all the things, but I still love a nice number 2 pencil. And I got these at Wally World, so these are just fine. So you kind of make like a little, almost. Let me sharpen this. Like a little soup there, almost like a. I want to say like maybe a UFO or maybe a fish or something. And the thing with this is, these are kind of cool. Everybody's doing witches and ghosts, which I do too, and pumpkins. I've been doing them too. But sometimes it's nice to do something that nobody else is doing. So I thought these are kind of cool because, see how it's like a lemon, a long lemon or something? Because these are small enough that they could do these on these little ATC cards. Cool. I'm buffering, guys. Nothing I can do about it. I don't think there's a storm coming. I just think the satellites are, they're saying they're getting interrupted by the, which is not uncommon. We're getting a lot of, you know, activity from the sun, but that's okay. That's normal, just more than normal. So, because I don't really think it's, I used to think it was Facebook. I read this article that possibly from the solar flares. So it comes and goes. It's so weird, you know. All right, so you're up here. I got you up here. Let me put you up here, see if I can get you up so I can talk. The solar flares. Yeah, it's so like a real thing. I mean, look it up. Weird, you know? I mean, look it up, guys. All right, so hey, Kat. I got you up here. Ain't nothing you can look up on that old Google. Nothing. The solar flares. Yeah, it's like a real thing. I mean, look it up. I mean, look it up, guys. All right, so hey, Kat. I got you up here. I'm like this, like YouTube. I go on YouTube for everything. I got a question that's 20 sentences long. It answers me. And now with the chat DP, I don't use that too much. You can do that too. So, you know, if they say, somebody says they can't find out something, yes, you can. All right, so I'm making this like little lemon-like. And then all you're going to do is you're going to cut a couple. And the thing is you ain't got to make them perfect. There ain't got to be 2 perfect eyeballs. This is an old mummy. So you can make different sizes. You can make one way over and way over here, make them closer together. And then you're going to make the bandages. So same thing, you just want them to look like they're wrapped. So you can do any shape you want. See what I did? And now, the one I think she did, the one I seen like this, she did purple, but I thought the green was pretty cool, so I did green. And then I'm just going to kind of make a little dot there. So now you got yourself one mummy eye here. And the next one I did, what is it? I did like 2 different size eyeballs, okay? And they're pretty big. So remember, these are mummy eyes, but you could use these for witches, whatever. Frankenstein, which I think I might try doing next. So everybody's doing witches and ghosts, which I have no problem with it because I like them too. But and I made myself a little circle. Little eyeball, little pupil in there. And then this one I just kind of cimarron. I went like this. It's pretty cool, right? I did the same thing. This one I'm going to make a little more square. This is the opening of the mummy uniform. And I did the same thing. I made these a little more like straighter, not so swirly, soft. And then I put like little stitches. Something to practice, right? Like I said, these can be made into cards. This one I didn't put no stitches on yet. I didn't get stitches on it. I just wanted brown, but I was trying to do like a whitish brown, but I don't know. I kind of like the brown, so I left it. You can do any color you want. You can be a pink mummy, a green mummy, an orange mummy. You know, it depends. Your mummy might be bougie. I don't know. Now this one, same thing. I did like kind of a square where the face hole is. And then I did like almost like I did two different size circles. I did almost like lemons. You know, like this, like the inside of a lemon. See that? And then you want hooded eyelashes. So I just made the hood. I just covered it in with my pencil, my good old number 2 pencil. Now I got me a couple eyebrows. Eyebrows. You can give it eyelashes, whatever you want. Same thing, you're going to make some like bandages. Do however you want. So now you got like 3 different sets of eyes you could do. And the 4th one was kind of some screwy eyeballs. Let's make a different type of opening here. And then I made them a little more even. So each one has its own look, so you can do what you want. But just practice, maybe you can come up with some pretty cool eyeballs. And then I just did little circles all the way around the outside. Another little circle with a little pupil inside, little circles all the way around. And then, you know, some different type of bandages, wherever you want to make them. You can make a little more squiggly. You can make some with lines, wherever you want to make them. So now I just did 4 sets of eyes. And the trick too with the eyes too to make them really cool is I'm going to paint them like yellow or like a lime green, or you could do purple too. Let them dry and then do the designs over the top because these are really kind of small unless you're working on a bigger surface. It's kind of hard to get this to look like this because they're so small. So unless you're using Posca pens, if you got a set of nice colored Posca pens, that would be awesome. Now I have these little micron pens. They're literally very small and I can like get a lot of details in. After I put that one mummy in, I painted it all in, and then after I did the penciling, I took this and I jiggled up the lines, and that made it look even more like a mummy. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be real even lines, because if it was really a super, like a mummy, I would assume, like sheets, they would be wrinkled. I mean, it's just a mummy, but you get the idea. So you could have a lot of fun doing these. A lot of practice. You're learning a lot of like linear shapes and triangles and working with different mediums, different brushes. You could do this with not just paint. You could do all different things. I could even like fix these up a little bit. You could have a lot of fun. So you just need to cut like you could even use a regular pen. I use a regular pen a lot. You know, like a Bic, a pencil, and some paints. Or watercolor is good too. I was thinking about doing these in watercolors, but I didn't want to dig them out. All right, so let me just do let me start with this one, and I'll do that on a piece of small paper, which is about the size of an ATC, and I'll paint it in for you. Let me put these over there. And we'll paint it in for you. Whoops, I moved my thing here. What would I do? Oh, I hit something. I think there's a commercial on my page. Hold on. No, that's not me. Okay. Hey, Stacy. You just found me? I've been around. This group is, I think this group is 4 years old. We just had a birthday party not too long ago. And I think my membership is maybe 5. Might be reversed, I'm not sure. I want the little small one. Yeah, we've been around for a while. Changed a lot of stuff. I'm changing some stuff up again, too. Nothing major. We're still doing a lot of the same stuff, but, you know. Same thing. I'm going to kind of do this long, like, kind of linear-looking, long lemon or something. Like I said, hasn't got to be perfect. But I think in this case, a little wonky is a plus. Make a half a circle, another half a circle. One one's way bigger, but that's all right. This is going to be like all black behind here, so I'm not worried about that. Then I want to do some lines. I'm trying to copy it pretty close. Same thing, you guys. You can, if you guys know how to screenshot, you can screenshot a lot of this. I didn't do no template because I planned on showing you different ways. Sometimes it's better that way. I don't feel like sometimes, you know, it's hard sometimes to copy somebody unless you got a template. But I don't always feel you're learning anything if you're just using a template or a tracer. It's fun. I learned a lot from doing stuff like that myself. So, all right. So now I'm going to make up a little, get my paints out. I was trying to do like a, hold on, it's way down here. I was trying to do like a whitish beige, but I end up getting more brown, but it looks all right. I got a wet palette. You guys know what a wet palette is? I make my own. This is just a dollar store cupcake holder, wet paper towels, parchment tape, but I haven't been using the parchment paper. I just been laying these on top of each other, and when I need to change them, I just flip them out. Anyways, these $30, I go through a lot of paint, so it's better to have it wet when I can. You can make big ones. I've seen artists make huge ones just on a piece of plastic. There's all different things you could buy. Look around, there's stuff. All right, so let me do this one. So, let me put on something so I don't get everything all paint here. Like this, there you go. I'm gonna use some kind of medium round brush. Anything you got. Get this one out. I think it's too soft. I'm gonna look for something a little harder. You know, acrylic brushes should be a little harder than like an oil or a watercolor brush. A watercolor brush needs a whole lot of water. An oil brush needs to be softer. But acrylics are really tough. They dry fast. They can ruin your brushes. So if it's an acrylic brush or synthetic brush, that's what you want, because it's meant to hold the paint, but not hold it so long that, you know, it'll ruin the brush. Whereas like with the oil brush, both, which I do, you got to keep separated. Same thing with your water brushes. A water brush, you can kind of use an acrylic brush, but you'll find that the softer brushes are so much better. So I'm just going to take that brown and white. I'm using, what am I using? I'm using Cinnamon Stick, which is one of their newer colors, and a little white. That's it. And the black's going to get in there because I'm going to make some lines. I'm kind of keep them separated, but I want to know where those lines are, so I'm just following this shape, which you should do. A little bit, nothing fancy. Like I said, you want this a little wonky. Yeah, so we're going to, I didn't know that was the name, but I knew we were going some weekend. I just didn't know when. It's all when everybody's got time off and everybody's working, so I can go whenever they want me to. So it's called Blue Lake, and I guess it's the Adirondack Park, like, main thing that, you know, it tells you about the park, but it is one of the biggest parks in the United States. I didn't know that. Area-wise, you know. There's a lot of stuff up there. I went to something years ago up there, but I don't remember what it was. But this is called Blue Lake. And it looks beautiful. I'm kind of excited. And this time of year up here, the colors are really, they're really, really something right now. We've had a very dry season, which I've been loving, but I know it's going to end here pretty soon. So see how I'm just like kind of following the marks and just, you know, got to make it look like, you know, gauze or something. So let that dry a second. Let me get another smaller brush. And I'm going to go and do that inside with some black. Like I said, you could do some of this with a Posca pen. If you're doing something small like this, those Posca pens are like the best creation ever. My brush, I think it's been in the water too long. Should have a video on how to fix that. There's a way to fix this. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's time to fix that brush, huh? Yeah, so if you go up in the, at the top in the featured area, well, I don't think I put that. I called my Artsy Rose group. If you link over, there's a link up there. I'm just going to fill this in. There's a featured area, and I put all our challenges. Every month we have a challenge. You can win a prize. That in the ATC group. And I want these to be kind of on the small side. And then there's a photo section that has all the group work, everything that everybody's done. It goes back quite a ways too, so you know who your competitors are. And then in the photo album is some of my work. I sell kits now, and I have some other bigger paintings I'm putting in. Can't really say too much about pricing because Basics doesn't want you to do that, but you can say that you are selling stuff. So you'll see stuff in there. Just ask me questions if you want to. What else? I would say go to the chat group, but Facebook has decided that they no longer want chat groups. Where's my right here? So you have to go to Messenger. So anybody that wants to be in the chat group now, which is I think tomorrow's the last day, you have to actually ask, and then we will send you the link. Isn't that something? Always changes. They just went through this whole video thing last year, so I've been transferring videos back and forth. What a pain in the butt that is. So I'm gonna get me some green. What green do I got here? Let's use this. It's kind of a weird looking green. Let's use this green tree. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff to do in there. There is some videos left, but they're not going to be there much longer. They already took some out. And in my other group, I had something like 40 videos. I think more than that. I'm not sure because everything's so messed up. I have 30 that I have to transfer, though. So I've been working on that. And I put some new ones in for how to sell art. And I have all my old palette knife classes. And there's a lot in there. So it's a little bit of a project right now. That green's not coming up. Let's find different green. We'll add white to this one. Yeah, I think this is a Mystic Teal. This one we used. So if you get a chance, go see the group that we're in right now, the free group. And when I get done with the other one, it's going to be a whole thing. It's going to take me a bit. I will put that up for sale again. You can join. We're doing a lot of tracers now. We started last year. I wasn't really doing them too much, but all original work. And we do fun stuff all the time too. A little more advanced. Alright, so I got the green in there. And I think we're going to let that dry a bit. Now I'm going to take the white, a little bit of white. I'm going to kind of cut these out a little bit. I'm going to put a little more brown in too, but I'm going to cut this black back a little bit. This is how I did it to get that look. The weather's been great here. I don't know if you guys, where you guys are from, but it's been really nice here, eh? Hope it's nice where you are, because it's been, I mean, it finally got cold yesterday. I got up, I couldn't believe how cold it was. Oh. So I got a little fireplace, one of those little electric jobbers. I put my stove on. Roasted some peppers I got from the market. I might as well use it, I got it on, right? And I made a pie yesterday. So it's going to be a little bit, not as cold today, so I'm pretty happy about that. So now I'm going to go through a little more brown and white. Kind of fill everything in a little bit more. A little lighter. Get them edges. Some black in the brush now as I keep hitting on the colors, so that's okay because it'll get a little black. I might even put a little black in it. Let's put a little black in there, darken this up a little bit. Barney, which one is not dry? Trying to find a section that's not dry. There you go. But I want it light too, so I did some white. Then I'll show you how to draw some mummies. So I think I want to do some, like I said, I think I want to do some Frankensteins. See, so you gotta be too perfect about it. Get a little dark color in here that works a little better, because you want them to look kind of old, kind of mummy-like. Different browns and different whites, and just mix it up a little bit, play with it. It always fascinates me. Sometimes the girls, you guys, they'll do like after class. I'm like, post your work. I like it really posted in the Artsy Rose group. Or you can post it out here. I don't really care, but sometimes they are better than mine. Or they come up with different like concepts or different ways of doing it, and I just love it. I love how like people are so different when it comes to that. You think it's the same, but not all the time, you know. Like I told you, when I look at those cards, I'm like, I can almost tell half the time I'm right who did it. You, after a while, whether you realize it or not, no matter what you do, if you're using paper or pen or watercolor, you start developing this style, and it happens. Not much you can do about it. All right, so let me get that small one again. Rinse it out real good here. Do I get another one? I might do, wait a minute, let me do my pens. I got a Sharpie too. You see Sharpie came out with a bunch of pens now that are for acrylic. Make sure it's dry. And I'm just gonna kind of leave out like a little bald spot right there. And color this in. Same thing over here. I'll leave a little spot out, and then I'll just color it. And you can kind of come around it like this. Fill it in. I took that micron pen, or you can even use a Bic, and I started, oh, I think I got paint on this, and I came in here, and I kind of just did these little rough marks, squigglies. It kind of just like makes it look more rustic. Little white one would work too, whatever you got. So there you got some eyes. Just kind of make some little dots. Kind of. I think we're just gonna do the mummies. Pretty cool, right? So now we got 2 sets of mummy eyes. They cool, huh? But these make great little ATC cards. I thought you could put like Happy Halloween or whatever, you know, or Boo, or Hi Mummy, something like that, you know. Yeah, Facebook's having some problems. I don't know, things are going on, I don't know. And it's not just me, I watch people that have like a lot of people, and they're kibitzing, they're complaining, or they're all like buffering, you know? And I think that the more you have and the more money you spend, your position's going to change. So, but if you're popular, they're going to boost you up. They're going to get you out there. If they see that you like me, you got to keep liking me. You got to keep coming over, try to find me, and then what happens is they will push it up more in your feed. That's why when you ever see anybody you like, you got to make sure you like them, share them, make a comment. I also get paid for that. It's not a lot, you know, $3, $4, $5, $6 at a time, but it's copy money. But that's why it's not only a matter of finding them, it's also a matter of liking, sharing, making a comment. It could be yes, no, hey, booger head, whatever. Just as long as they know you're interacting. Oh, they interact with her, and then they will pump me out to you. So just to let you know that. That's a fact check. I mean, I take all that stuff, I know that. All right, so now, so you can rewatch too, do the same thing. When you rewatch, do the same thing, you know. All right, so now, let's do this guy. Now, I thought it was kind of interesting because the first one I did was this one. I'm like, well, they could kind of be able to do all that the first time. So, let me sharpen my pencil again. I don't know what I'm doing to the pencil today. I think I'm like grinding it or something. I was trying to make like this, almost like spooky swamp gas. So, I did like yellow and I pushed in some green with it. So that's why it's kind of like what it is. So, and I did this one. I just did with the hat, but this is pretty simple, I think. So I just did like I don't know if you want to call it a bowling pin or, and I just kind of made most of the painting here. I just did this. You know, I guess some of them don't have arms or they got them crossed in front of them, but I just, oops, make it a little more even, I think. You can erase stuff too, by the way. A lot of people think they gotta be perfect. No. I have like smudgers. You guys know what a smudger is? I have, it's like a pencil that smudges. I've got different smudging items and erasing items when I'm doing the watercolor. So you can adjust with, you know, if you're using a pencil. I prefer like a white colored, because it's, you know, use that up a lot, because it doesn't leave any marks. Opposed to this, if I'm doing a really big painting, I would use this, opposed to or I have a white square one too, which I just bought a few more to give out for Happy Meal. So you can do this any way you want. I get him kind of small, but that's okay. Then I kind of just did a club foot here. Then I did one like this way. Same thing. Wonky is better. Then I just made if you can't make a circle, doesn't matter if it's a perfect circle. You could use the bottom of a paint bottle. Soda cap lid. Remember, I've told you guys before, you think the artists from way back in the day didn't use props, different things that they could use? Yeah, they use leaves. They use the windows or whatever they had to, you know, or the reflection of something to get something that they wanted. So you can use props. If you ever watch like multimedia artists, or take your kids' cars and they'll take the tracks across the painting and they'll throw stuff on there. So you can, whenever something isn't working out for you, try using something you got around the house. So then I kind of made this like stuff, and I made this stuff like that, like swamp gas or something. Yeah, and then you just start making some lines. Now, like I said, I didn't like it too much until I put these little wonky lines over the top of it. You can do that with a black pen, which I might do because I think my micro pen needs to be cleaned. I got two. Now, this is heavy-duty watercolor paper. I have several kinds, but this is the one I use, 140 pound. It's basically watercolor paper. You can get it almost like tea paper or rice paper, really thin, depending on what you're doing, or vellum. But this is pretty sturdy. Like, I use this in my paintings that I'm selling. They use this. A lot of people use paper for their paintings. So, besides being cheaper, it's easier to frame, but it's something that's been around for a long, long time, and you're not going to waste a, you know, big $200 piece of canvas. So, this gets used a lot. I use this for like cardstock. I use it to make you know, what do you call it? Book markers. You can use it for a lot of stuff. You can cut it out and make ornaments out of it and double it up and glue it. You can do a lot of stuff with it. So that's what that is. This is watercolor paper. Yeah, use it for a lot of stuff. Multimedia work too, but if you want something heavier, get the watercolor paper. But multimedia works good too. All right, so I'm going to do those little crazy, well, I'm going to put the crazy eyeballs in after because it's kind of hard to get through the paint. So, because I want smaller marks. So I'm just going to go through and kind of make this, doesn't got to be real even. You got to kind of think in your head how they would wrap this, but, you know, whatever. I've seen a Dollar Tree thing where they took you ever seen those little wood cutouts? Someone had like a little gingerbread man, and they took like, you know, masking tape, and they wrapped it all up. Oh, they was the cutest freaking things I ever seen. It's some Dollar Tree hack. I want like some to go maybe this way, that way. Okay. Then I'm gonna do some on here. There. A few of them kind of close. All right. So now in the background, I've been using this Twilight Blue. It's a Deco Arts, but I ordered more. I got more over here. Twilight, and it's like I used it on that truck. The prettiest blue, or the night sky, that works too, but it's more gray blue, where this is more of a blue for the background for like haunted kind of stuff. All right, so I'm gonna put a little more of this out. So it's night sky, and then on the for that, what it's supposed to be like, I don't know, swamp gas or something, I used a yellow and a green. It's just a basic bright yellow I had in a great big box. This is actually the apple barrel. And then I used, making a mess. I used just like a green over it. I had this limey looking green here somewhere. Or did I use, actually I used the same, yeah, I used the same teal that I used for the eyes on the other one. I just kind of smushed it in. All right, so let's do this. I did the, because this is all white, I didn't paint it. And something this small, it would just turn into a nightmare. So I left all that. The only thing I painted was the eyes. So in the background, no one says you got to paint every inch of a painting. Did you know that? You don't have to. And I learned that like a very strange sort of way. I was at this, went on a trip up to Niagara Falls. You guys ever been to Niagara on the lake? Well, it's the rest of the lake. They have like these things that go across. What's the name of them things? They're like I've been on one in Pittsburgh. Oh, it's like a trolley car, but it's on a cable and it goes across the whole gorge there. It's beautiful. Anyways, long story short, you stay right on it, you come to a village, Niagara on the lake. And they have museums. They have this really pretty museum. She's a pretty famous artist. It's her own museum. And I think this might be too big, this pen. Yeah, this is too big. She she was a watercolor artist. I guess one. And I'm looking at this paint, I'm going, there's pencil marks showing. Well, it turns out that that's not unusual. So, you know, a lot of times what they do is use watercolor pen erasers come in, having special erasers and smudgers and stuff, to get that out, most of it out, because you got to design it. And if you can't see what you're going to paint with that type of watercoloring, unless you're doing like a real freestyle, which I happen to like too, so you kind of got to draw it in a little bit. But if a few marks are showing and something isn't in there, in watercolor, the white doesn't work so good. So unless there's different stuff you use to block it out as you paint, then you got a problem, because once you color it, you can't uncolor it. So they use this different medium to, I can't think of the name right now. I had some, it's a pain in the ass, I don't use it, excuse me. I don't use it because it is a pain. I would rather just leave the white out. But that's usually in watercolor, but you don't have to. If you think it'll look good without it, you can do that too. This I colored in with a Posca pen. This is a little bigger. This would cover easier with white paint. So whatever it takes to make it work, it's still art, what I'm saying, I guess. I can't think of the name right now. I keep thinking Linquin, but that's actually oil stuff. It's a pretty blue, huh? Pretty blue. Oops. It's like a medium round brush. It's actually an old deco art brush. They sell brushes too. They have it at Michael's. Or go online. Sometimes, you know, I know a lot of people like go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but sometimes you can get a better deal just going right straight to the place. I've had it happen. And there was a couple of years there where they were giving out free samples. I got some free samples. And all I did was go over there and look. A lot of them have like little classes in the back that show you how to use their stuff. All different ones. So always go and look, because sometimes you get lucky and they might have, like I had a few of them that I've gotten paint chips, color charts, mixing guides. You can download them. Everybody's got some way they can download something now. So always go check before you go run into Michael's. Especially if you're only looking for a particular color. You don't always know if you can get it, you know. Alright. Let's see, I gotta kind of, let me get around this a little bit better. Got a little teeny head in this one. It's okay. Oops. That's good. Alright, so now I'm going to get that yellow. Let me rinse that brush. Rinse that brush. Yes, this is just called bright yellow. It's a apple barrel, actually. And I'm just going to kind of come in here and kind of make it all wonky. Yeah, I got some color on this brush, but you know something? This dirty brush sometimes works out good. Yes, it does. I'm just kind of swirling it on here. I would say brush maybe a little bit more. I think there's some black next to this paint pile over here. Just smushing it on. I took some of that green, and while the paint's still wet, I can kind of do this. Swamp gas, I guess. Just trying to make it look like that. A little more yellow. A little more yellow, I think. Fingers work too. Yeah, so I won't be there Saturday, so next week I'll be on. But I'm known to, I mostly pop on in that group when I got stuff to tell them, because it's over 500 now, and usually they're the first to know if something's on sale, or if I'm doing a different class, or if I'm doing a class on YouTube. I'm on YouTube a lot now too. Well, I just started because I had to store everything anyway, so I've got over, I think I put some more videos on there. Anybody that's been on my group, they go over there. I put more in a couple days ago. I've been doing the other group, so there's a couple new ones in there, guys, if you want to go over and look. Well, not really new, they're from classes you might not have seen, but they were in the group. Alright, so now we got some funky color there. And I'm gonna paint this in white. Or you could do gray even. Oh, picked up some pink. It's alright. My paints are all running together over here. Alright. Okay, so now I want some yellow where those eyeballs are. So I think I got a little bit of yellow left in this pot here. I just want to dab on a little bit and then let it dry. And I can go into the white. You can either use the end of, I use the Posca pen, the other ones, but you can just go in and take the end of your brush and make some little dots. Well, it's very sticky. It doesn't want to stick. It's sticky paint. All right. So now, let me just hit this with the dryer a little bit. Find my dryer. Where are you, guy? I think she slipped. Oh, that's the wrong one. Got it. She went for a trip. Yeah, I thought it'd be cool to do something different instead of just the usual. So I got a pen here instead of my micro pen. And I'm just going to make a screwy one. Let's make it on the bigger one, like this. Make a little cinnamon roll. And then the other one you could do just a big old eyeball. Like that. That's cool. So now I'm going to kind of do a little line work here, just some little scribbly lines. Kind of a highlight. Make them look a little more raggedy. I got like a blue one, a black one would be better. That's what I got. And do some around the outside. Do some on the arms. I think this really kind of makes it work better. And I put a bat, we're going to do the other, I think we're going to do one more of these. I put like a bat and stuff. You could do all kinds of stuff on this. His arm should be a little fatter, but that's okay. Got two wonky ones. Guys, there's more of you guys up here than there is down there. It happens all the time. Yeah, well, see, I'm only on here technically once a week, Thursday nights. The other two nights, I'm afternoon and night, I'm in the other groups. So I think that's why I'm having a little time, like, my group is building up a little slower, but I used to be out there like every day for a while. So every now and then I'm going to do this Saturday group on the main page. Because, you know, if you don't go into the other group, you're not going to see me just Thursday nights. Unless you'll just cut off my voice or something. So they're both different, but they're both, you know, mummies. Alright, so now I'm gonna, I think we do one of these too. I'm gonna turn this around. Yeah. I don't know, I'm thinking maybe I'll monkey around with some Frankenstein faces too. We'll make them. I don't know, which one do we want to do? They're both cute. I kind of like him though. Let's do him. With the witch hat. You must have a girlfriend that's a witch, right? Must be. Use your imagination. These will probably end up in somebody's envelope. I got 5 this month, so I will send out 5 cards back. I already picked a winner, so. Alright, so we're going to leave this white again. And I'm going to do the same background with the blue. Wet my brush. Get that purple out. I think I gotta pull more on there. This bottle's on its last leg, but I'm determined to use it. Got a lot more detail on this one, so. Basically the same thing, just draw yourself a mummy, and then just add on to it. Did that truck last week. I was going to make a tracer. I says, you know something? I've been doing a lot of tracers with these guys. They need to learn to do a few things on their own. I'll tell you the best way sometimes to learn is to watch. It's true. I used to go and watch other artists. Go online and watch other artists. Even if it looks hard. If you catch one thing from that class and you can use it, you're doing all right. Well, I made this so there's a piece hanging off that looks kind of dumb, but I'm going to kind of leave it there. Used to be a hairdresser for a long time, and I remember I always went to hair shows. I mean, I went like every year, 3-4 times a year. I did a good business. I used to say no matter what I paid for the ticket, if if I learned one thing that could make me a little money, that's what I did. So, yeah, it makes a difference. Well, nothing wrong with freebies too, but I'm just saying sometimes you gotta get out there and learn the good stuff. You gotta. It all goes into that little backpack of yours, and you'll get all kinds of information from cooks and all kinds of artists, and even reading. You gotta live an artistic life. You gotta do artistic things. I love museums, art history, all that stuff. You learn stuff from it, and it helps you paint better if you're really into it, you know. Yeah. Yep. Well, this hat should have been like purple too, but what color are we going to do the hat now? I'm not sure. We're going to make our swamp grass, so grass. This brush is a watercolor brush. I think it's too soft, but it's working right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. I got a bunch of brushes. I just cleaned a bunch of them out. I need to go over them again. I think I got some of the wrong ones out. I was doing like a lot of watercolors the last few days to sell abstracts and stuff. So this one's a little stiffer. It's better. I'll leave this a little bit because I want to make sure I remember to put my little guy in there. My daughter's coming down tonight, so I made her a little dinner. I roasted a few red peppers. You guys ever roasted red peppers up? A lot of Italians up here, and one thing they know about is food. And I learned roasted peppers from my girlfriend Maria. Let me tell you something. Ugh. Roasted peppers sometimes too, but mostly just bread and roasted. It's a sandwich. They also make egg and pepper sandwiches. You guys ever had that? That's a big thing. Mostly with those long Italian peppers. They're not hot, they're sweet. Oh yeah. So I made a big thing like soup. Should be happy. Likes it when her mommy cooks. She's so busy all the time. These kids are all busy. Stupid jobs. That's all they do is work. Alright, let me see. So there's the background. Not too even. You want to look a little, wonky. And let's see. Let's do his eyes like in a green. Let me get a small brush. And oops. I got tissues here because I gotta get some paper towels out. I didn't do it yet. Got my tissues out. Let's do a green eyes. Let's do green eyes. Get those other ones in yellow. So let's do these ones in green. What color should we do the hat? Let's do the hat in orange, because orange and blue are complementary colors, and they look good together. But I gotta get some orange out. Let me see. I got this spiced pumpkin. What it's called? Spiced pumpkin. Oh, didn't I just try to open this and it wouldn't come open? No, this is not the one. Must be a different one. Some people get them open perfect and keep them little holes open. I can't. It just never works out for me. Alright. Oops. There's paint on it. I might need a smaller brush. That might be a good idea. Get some paint on. My crooked one. Let's make some orange eyeballs to go with it. He's probably hungover. He's a hungover mummy. Okay, so now let's do that swamp grass. Grass. I keep saying grass. Do some yellow. We're gonna make some more little marks on his face and eyes and his body. I suppose you could do like maybe white or maybe a light violet or something if you guys want to do like a swamp gas. So I just thought it was kind of interesting to do the yellow and green. I really couldn't think of anything else at the time. I said, well, that's all right. Looks all right. Having fun. Some kind of monsters I put on the challenge list. There is a mummy on my challenge list for October. Get that green. There's also, I think, monsters, Frankenstein. We put a list out every month, and you gotta like. The idea is to get you to paint. I mean, you can win a prize too, but the idea is for you to get different ideas and to paint. Okay, do this while it's wet, guys. Can't smush it. I mean, you could use, if you don't want to get your hands all messy, just use a, I don't know. You could use a fluffy brush like a buffer brush or a sponge, or you could use a wet up paper towel, whatever you want to do it. Me, I always get so much paint on me anyways. Doesn't matter. I just went and got some clothes at the second-hand store. I got some nice ones too. It's just because I get paint all over everything. My daughter thought it's because I got smaller sizes. I said no. I tried to put some away that you got paint on them, but it doesn't last long. Alright, so let me do this little guy here. I'm going to kind of make a little line here. Some small brush. I couldn't believe that people buy clothes and never wear them. It just fascinates me. Of course, I have done that, but I got 3 daughters and 3 sisters, so someone's going to get it. Oh, it's not getting wet. Am I out of black paint over here? I can't see it. It's getting dark in here. I got my overhead light on. I need some more black paint. Okay. I got this dark gray. Or you know something? Sharpie. You get a little bit of purple paint. Kind of fix it up a little bit. Let me give him a couple eyeballs too. Let me get my white. I got a white Posca here somewhere. And then this pen. Same thing, I'll make some squiggly lines here. Got the bat to do too. Little bat. Go around the outside. I was going to do this group. You told you guys that I was going to do. It was going to be like just ATC, but the problem was it was a lot of work. So for like small stuff, and I teach a lot of that anyways for the ATC. So I'm thinking I maybe will put a package together, ATC stuff, and sell it like in a package. That's my thought. Am I going to do that? I'm not sure. But if I'm going to do a kit, I might as well do a kit, you know. So, anyways. This is kind of supposed to be like a, I don't know, piece coming off maybe. Let's make my bat. I kind of just give some little like triangles for the arms, or the wings, arms. Just black this right out. Yeah, and there you go. Got yourself another little ghost. You could put something, I don't know. Happy Halloween, Sister I. Happy Halloween. Go. Cute, huh? Let me get two mummies. Now you could put like a tombstone. I was thinking about that. That's on the list too. Where's the list? I got the list right here. Take it down. I got I'll get it down here. A whole bunch of fun. I was trying to think of things that are like all Halloween, because next month I think we might be doing all different kinds of pumpkins. How about that? Another group that I'm in, a couple of you people might be in there with me, Jamie Novell. Oh crap, I ripped it. She is doing all different pumpkins, which I think I seen her do last year. And I remember I did some pumpkins. I didn't want to copy her, but I don't really think she cared. But I come up with my own pumpkin ideas. But we got witches, ghosts, zombies, witch hats, candy corn, tombstones, monsters, vampires, bats, jack-o'-lanterns, pumpkins, popcorn, trick-or-treat bag, graveyard, and Frankenstein. So, you know, just a little different, you know. The idea is to not only paint, but to be challenged. You know, when you are learning to paint, you should challenge yourself. You should try things that you wouldn't normally do. I do it all the time. And other times it does. And like I said, you learn something. So, and nobody's in the room but you. And you know, you can do it more than once. Because some people, I have this one girl, I'm not going to name names. I think she does something once, and that's not good. You need to practice things. If you want to learn something and do it well, you got to do it more than once. You know, be it mixing colors or, you know, anything. I got a bunch of I have calendars for everything up here. I got a calendar for my other group. I don't do it for this one, but I do it for my other group. Our class is what we're doing. My code numbers for my discounts if you get my stencils. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for tonight. I'll post all of these. I hope you get a little bit out of it. I hope you go and join my group. It's so funny. I didn't do this guy, but it's kind of the same thing. And then I drew those other ones, and you can screenshot it, but you'll be able to. There's like 4 different ones there. It's just a way for me to practice too, and I still got this other one. I might do him or I might not. But you can put a pumpkin in there, a tombstone, a couple bats. Maybe you make a mama one, a baby one. You can have a lot of fun with it. So I think I'm gonna try some different ones besides ghosts and witches, which I do a lot of. Although I did see, guys, you know, I do stencils, and I did that great big the big fancy shoe stencil I got. I seen somebody else, she does the stencils too, Tammy Mudo, and she did it with flowers in it. I do mine a little different, but you can use stencils with flowers too and put them in there, but I'll probably just do regular flowers. But I was thinking of making a stencil for you guys out of that, a tracer. I've done it before. I just take a whatever and I make it into a tracer. So anyways, guys, I will see you Well, I won't see you Saturday, but I'll see you next week, and I'll post whatever I'm doing. I'm going to take my little watercolor set for me, so maybe I'll be able to do some plein air and see some pretty things that I can paint. Beautiful time of year. I bring lots of yellow and orange and browns and ochre. So you guys all have a great day. I hope inspiration finds you wherever you go. And guys, paint. Paint, lots of paint. Paint, 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 paint. I'll see you later. Thanks for coming. Bye, guys.